Dark by Design may contain graphic and/or explicit content. Audience discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Bev.
And you're listening to Dark by Design, the podcast where two creative gals share spine-tingling stories of the macabre to then pick them apart before the nightmares start. We love the creepy things, but also like history and problem solving. Thank you so much for joining us today. Sorry, I forgot to take that part
guys.
out.
I love it.
Thank you.
So we are two college friends and sorority sisters who decided to start a podcast together and talk about the dark and mysterious things in our world. And not in our world. So my name is Beverly, and I'm an artist. You can find me over on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch at Beverlocks with 2 S's. And you can find any of my art for sale at Beverlock Studio on Etsy.
Hell yeah. And my name is... Hell yeah, girl. Thank you so much. I appreciate your asking. My name is Rachel, aka Miss Quirk, and I do everything. I'm an artist, a business owner, and content creator. I stream on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday from 6 to 9 Eastern Standard Time. Primarily stream horror games or anything that is scary and gets the adrenaline going. Also, all of my past streams and additional playthroughs are also uploaded to my YouTube channel. For your viewing pleasure. And if you would like to shop on Etsy, I do also have a store, and it's called Pampino's Art Studio. So if you want to check that out, you're more than welcome to do so. Our socials, as well as the show's information, are linked in the description box below. But you can also find more information on today's topic there too. Speaking of which, today's topic is a story that originated from Reddit in 2015. It's a spooky ghost post accompanied by an even creepier video. Bev, my darling, tell me more about it.
Oh, you bet. All right. So The Whistler, as he stated, is a story that originated from Reddit from user BingBong1234, which, what a username, honestly.
Can we call him BB?
Yeah, let's call him BB. That's a great idea.
Thank you.
That's
for
a
the
lot
sheer
better
fact.
than saying Bing Bong over and over again.
Exactly. To be quite honest, I wouldn't be able to take us seriously.
I would be
just
laughing
like shouting like
time.
Bing Bong back and forth.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just like, listen to this horrific story from Bing Bong and this like life and death experience.
I feel like that would just take the creep factor out of it. It's just the name, you know,
Very
the name
true.
and then the story that we're about to tell. It just does not. Do we have the same nail color on? I'm sorry.
Oh my god, do we? Oh, it's like
okay,
it's like a
my manicure
orange.
is not good, but
no,
we're matching.
Mine neither. Mine neither. Oh, thank God, my camera's not like that good of like an HD quality because my nails are haggard. But yeah, no,
yeah,
we
mine
match.
are falling
God.
off. Hell yeah! Ooh, that's
We're
so
best
cool.
friends. I'm so excited for us.
Oh my god!
I love the way that we are.
Right?
Anyway,
accidentally
as you
matching. All right, so The Whistler is a story that originated from Reddit user BB as a reply to Ask Reddit's thread titled, "What is the creepiest thing that has ever actually happened to you?" So, although the story has been posted several times, like all throughout the internet, and the original one was posted around 7 years ago, I still get chills whenever I think about it. And even just rereading it, I swear I had nightmares.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, the first time I read through it, after you told me about it, it was gross. I have like multiple doors in my room and I had to close every single one of them because I got like, oh my God, I was like, someone's watching me and I hate it.
Yeah. So
I hated it.
We just moved into this new house. We don't have doors. The only door we have is in the bathroom.
Weird.
So I had to sit in there for a little bit just to feel safe, you know?
Yeah. Just feel like I have my privacy. Thank you.
There's just something weird about being in an open space after reading something like that. It's just spine tingling.
Oh, it's horrific. Yeah. You feel so vulnerable, you know?
You
out
do.
in the open.
Exactly. It's like sleeping with a leg outside of the covers.
Yeah.
Yeah. For this story, we pulled information and anecdotes from the poke.co.uk article by Norman Bates, Thought Catalogs, Have You Heard? The one about the Whistler by Emily Madriga, and El Silbon Villains wiki page. And then,
I'm so excited.
Yeah, and then all of the other sources that we used are going to be linked in the show notes and in our website, which we mentioned earlier.
Heck yeah, and I remembered to cite my work. So my advanced English teacher, Miss Earthrell, shout out to you. I finally remembered. Took me
her right ear is tingling right now. Her right ear is tingling. She's like, Rachel cited her sources.
Yeah. Do you think you know how it's like when an angel gets its wings, like when you hear a bell ring, an angel gets its wings? Do you think when you see an English teacher cries, it means like one of her students finally remembered to cite its resources? Yeah. She's like, this bitch finally did it. She's 29 years old now, but she's finally
It's like when I finally figured out the difference between who and whom. Mr. Goff was probably like,
yeah, just
his little ears perked
what's happening?
Something is happening. The world is falling apart.
At first, he thinks it's an aneurysm. He's like, what's happening in my mind? Oh, poor teachers. God bless them. Is that a headache, or did one of my students finally learn something?
Did he actually listen? Oh my God. I'm sorry to get off topic, but that English teacher, I remember, and we were such assholes. My senior year of high school, we used to mess with him so much to the point where he called us a bunch of dogs once. But this one year, we were filing into class, and I forgot who. It might have been me, but it might have been someone else. I'm pretty sure it was someone else. But they're like, when I touch my finger to my nose, you touch your finger to your nose. But they said that to every kid that walked in. And the way the classroom was laid out was the desks were facing each other. So Mr. Goff is at the front of the classroom, and he's like talking, and he just sees all of us sitting there like this, just staring at him. He's like, "I'm done. You're out."
I hate every single one of you.
Yep. It's so funny.
Parent in class, Mr. Goff kicked us out, so I'm not allowed to go back.
Exactly.
What do you do? Oh my God.
I would probably do the same thing as a teacher.
Oh yeah. I would be like, that's why I refuse to go into teaching.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to teach somebody that didn't want to teach or didn't want to learn. Couldn't do it.
Exactly. Okay. So
sorry, continue.
No, I totally got us off track. I'm so sorry about that.
You're good. We were like 4 paragraphs in, but honestly, it's farther than I thought we would get before we started our banter. I'm so excited.
Absolutely.
Continue.
We did so well. All right. So
you take what you get.
Yeah, exactly. So BB starts us off by saying that this has been an ongoing, horrifying, absolutely horrifying saga since they were 8 years old. So I'm going to call them they because I don't know their pronouns, but they were walking their dog with their mom around a swampy wooded area in Lansing, Michigan on a windy and eerily silent night.
Ooh.
Then
paints a picture.
Right? Out of nowhere, they heard the whistling. It wasn't quite bird-like because of the slight differences in the notes, but it was always a high note followed by a low note. And upon hearing the disturbing tune, their mom got a terrified look on her face and rushed them both back home. I don't know what I would do if my mom is so good about, like, she's a Scorpio. She's so good about keeping her cool, like, under pressure, like, under stressful situations like that. If my mom looked horrified after hearing that, like, I would absolutely shit my pants. Like,
God, yeah. I'm like, I'm looking for you for protection, and if you're freaking out, I'm freaking out.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we're gonna fast forward. So they were walking their dog again 2 years later. Around the end of the walk, they heard the slow, high, then low whistle coming from the swamp, and they booked it back inside. So I assumed they were in the same area because the first time they mentioned they were in a swamp in Lansing, Michigan, So if their mom was like looking out the window, I'm pretty sure she was looking at the swamp. So maybe they lived around there. I'm not actually sure.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but still 2 years between the two incidences, but it's like eerily similar. That's awful. I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just imagine someone whistling at you. Like, that's so sinister and weird.
Yeah.
It's just, ugh. No.
I don't like it. It's like it's like if Annabelle cat called, essentially.
I'm just imagining Annabelle's stupid little face, and you just see the little mouth open. She's like,
I was like, absolutely not. You are not my type. I'm not into this.
I'm throwing you right back into the swamp, Annabelle. Goodbye.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm like, I'm open to many things, but that I am not. That's
one of the things that's like, right. That's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, not ever, not once. No, thank you.
But yeah, so when they looked at their mom, she was looking through the kitchen window with another look of just sheer panic on her face, staring out at something unseen around the swamp. Which, what the actual fuck, you know? Like, it's terrifying, first of all, how, like you mentioned, how spaced out these two incidents are. Like, this is 2 years later. Like, between the first instance and then the second instance, which is 2 years later, and like I feel like 2 years is enough time to pass by where you kind of put that in the back of your mind, you know?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
like you're not actively thinking about that guy or that thing that whistled at you.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Week,
it's like it was a creepy moment, but like you could probably forget about it in 2 weeks, type of thing.
Exactly.
Unless someone like brings it up.
Exactly. Yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird. But yeah, like that second time, I feel like both times they had their guard down because you're just walking your dog. Like, you don't expect some creep to whistle at you or some monster to whistle, like the swamp thing to just pop its stupid little head out and whistle at you. No, it's weird. The second instance occurred when BB was 10. And then they mentioned that the next time they heard the whistling was when they were 24. So 14 years have passed by this point. In those 14 years, BB hasn't heard this whistling again. This is happening 1,000 miles away in Pierre, South Dakota. They're with their girlfriend Sarah. 4th of July weekend. They're on the river, having a great time, not expecting anything to happen. So, yeah, they mentioned that they were like camped out, like in a more isolated region of the river. So. Obviously there were still people there because it's 4th of July and like, you know, America. So there's still people there, but they're like a little bit more spaced out. There's not that many people around. So, BB mentions that they couldn't really hear the other people around them. They were just, you know, chilling by the river till nighttime when the fireworks started. But around the time that the fireworks started, there was also an incoming storm. So there were police boats going around what is it? Is that the Mississippi River? It is, right?
Oh, I have no idea. Oh,
I'm pretty sure that's the Mississippi River.
I mean, I'll brag. I'm a typical American. I don't know geography. I never had that.
Oh my God. I love it.
To be quite honest, never occurred.
Kansas? Arkansas? America? Please explain.
Oh, yeah.
I have confusion.
I love that thing so much. I can check it out, but
yeah,
as you are.
I'm like 90% sure that's the Mississippi.
What is South Dakota?
I think it's the same river that goes through like the Ozarks. Maybe?
Oh, okay. I don't know. I totally forgot South Dakota was a state. You just never really hear about it much, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry, South Dakotians.
I wonder if like there's just some wild Far Cry 5 style cult happening in South Dakota right now.
Oh, hands down there has to be. Yeah, 110%.
Some weird religious cult. Just because like everyone forgets about South Dakota. Just like they forget about West Virginia.
Dude, that's like honestly... That's kind of like the perfect setup. Everybody forgets about South Dakota. Yeah. If we are ever to start a cult, let's go to South Dakota.
No one would expect it. It's just so... I've never been to South Dakota. I'm pretty sure it's rural. Okay, Mississippi or Missouri River. That's where they're at.
Right.
There's a storm coming in. The cops are moving everyone off of the water, telling them to go home. Fireworks are still going to happen. Everything's, fine and dandy.
Hunky-dory.
Yeah. Everyone is off the river except one person on their stupid little canoe, still going down the river, seemingly minding their own business. And this guy was BB mentions they were about 60 feet off the shore and just very slowly paddling along the Mississippi River. It is the Mississippi River. There it is. Okay. Good.
Oh, good. Oh, man. I couldn't Google that to save my life right now.
This guy stopped his paddling, turned his stupid little boat a little bit around, and then he did the whistle.
Oh!
One high note, one low note.
No, thank you.
The same fucking whistle he heard twice before.
Oh, no.
And when I tell you, my heart would just straight up drop to my ass as soon as I heard that. 1,000 miles away from the first 2 times that I heard it. Just the coincidence of some random person whistling the same tune in a completely different state, completely different city, 14 years later, that's just wild to me. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. And if it's the same person, that's still just as weird. I hate it.
Yeah, that makes it worse. Also, after over a decade of him not being around anywhere, he finally just shows up and starts whistling to me while I'm trying to enjoy a hot dog on July 4th. Get out of here.
A hot dog and my Natty Light. Come on. Or PBR. I don't know. What do people drink? Is Natty Light just college?
Oh, I think they were cracking open a Tall Boys. A few Tall Boys in PBR.
Okay. So it was probably
can't
PBR.
Confirm. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Actual facts. In case you were wondering. They're hipsters, yes.
Yeah, so they came face to face with whomstever or whatever had whistled at them 14 years ago. And
my God.
At this point, they caught the whistler on camera. You guys can find the video linked in our website under the episode description. I'm just going to warn you ahead of time, it's not scary in the traditional sense where horror movies are overtly jump scary. This is scary just by the fact that it's happened 3 times and he finally caught it on camera.
Nothing happens. There's no jump scares. Yeah. It's just very atmospheric. And so it's if you put yourself in his shoes, it's extraordinarily creepy. I'll describe it for those who would not like to look it up. Totally cool. But essentially it's a view of a river is running along the left side of the shore. And then you see the skyline, which is all stormy and fireworks are going off in the background. And the only time you ever see the canoer is at the very end of the video, I do believe.
Yeah.
It's pretty much just looking at the clouds the majority of the time. And then for the last, I want to say 15 seconds, you just see the guy canoeing away and you can barely make out what he is. So, but it's I think a total of I think it's under 2 minutes. The video
it's under 2 minutes. And then you can see the canoer at around the 140 mark when the cameraman zooms in. But yeah, throughout this video, this guy whistles 20 times, and each whistle is different from the last.
I see what you're saying. There's an organic feel and sound to the whistling.
Exactly.
It's an actual human being whistling, not a recording.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird. I hate it.
Yeah, I keep touching, stroking my face for comfort. I'm oh God, it's happening.
Oh, you do that too? I do
yeah.
I rub my fingers together when I'm nervous.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I play with my fingers. Every time I'm streaming on Twitch, I'm always sitting down here just playing with my fingers because I'm so terrified. Yeah. If you can see my hands off camera, they're doing wild, amazing things. But yeah, I talk with my hands all the time. If you want to watch more of my hand gestures, you can go check out our YouTube channel, which is also linked below in our website as well. And you can watch me do crazy, wild hand gestures all the time, which is super fun. So, content plug. Yes.
So
yeah.
good.
Thank you so
good.
much. Oh, I try my best. Thank you. Yeah, I also stream on Twitch too. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
Very
Anyway,
entertaining. I love it.
thank you. I do it all. I just like looking at me, you know?
I am a multifaceted millennial. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm like, I totally want to be an influencer and just a content creator. Thank you so much.
You can do it. I believe in you.
I appreciate it. I just honestly, it's the push to stay at home and just work with people that I want to work with.
Exactly. Like why work for the big man when you can work for the? I'm sorry. You know what popped into my head? The big pussy.
What's up?
I don't know why.
The big bourgeois. Why do you want to work for the big pussy when you could be the big pussy?
Exactly. Don't work for the big pussy. Be the big pussy. BB asked his girlfriend Sarah, or their girlfriend Sarah, if it was her whistling. And it was very clearly not her, at least in my opinion. So at one point in the video, she's actually talking over the whistling, and you can hear it in a completely different part. Like, she's kind of behind, whereas the whistling is coming more towards where the microphone is. I'm also talking with my hands, but also more towards where the microphone is angled. But yeah, I don't know. Unless she's like Houdini or fettuccine or something, I don't know. There's no way she could have done it.
Girl, don't do that to me. I'm so hungry right now. How dare you? And I said I wanted pasta for dinner. I know.
Oh my God. As soon as you said you wanted pasta, I want pasta now too.
Yep. I said pasta and I thought of the exact pasta that we don't have in this household. And I'm like,
fettuccine. What is it?
Tortellini. Or like some like cheese-filled pasta.
Oh my God. That sounds so good. That sounds so good. We made ravioli.
Yeah. Oh, yo, that homemade ravioli
it was
fucking fire.
This big. Each raviolo is this big. Actually, the size of my face. It was wild. It was so good.
I love that. And you made those?
Yeah, by hand. Jacob bought me a pasta maker for Christmas. I made them once before. God. Yeah. Well, it was more of a gift for him because he gets the raviolis.
Sure.
That's his favorite food.
Still.
Yeah, it's still awesome.
He's encouraging your hobby, which is really nice.
Exactly. It's so nice. But yeah, I used to roll it out by hand and they were just inconsistent in like thickness. So bless old Italian women's hearts when they actually do that, because that shit is hard.
Oh
pasta
my God,
makers are where it's at.
Yeah, no, I don't know how people do it. I can like stop talking directly probably into my cup, which is echoing back at me. But like, no, I feel you with like the pasta making. I have like a very big Polish side of my mom's side of the family, and so we make pierogies every year, at least twice a year. Yeah, and like I grew up with using utensils, so I could never think about like it's really hard with the utensils to even help you out, but I couldn't like imagine doing it all by hand. Oh my God, that's insane. Yeah. Bless your heart. Bless your finger muscles. You're so strong. You have powerful
This part
hands.
was like really hurting, but can we make a deal? I will send you tamales if you send me pierogies.
Oh my God. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God. Yeah. 110%. Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
It'll be a Christmas miracle.
Yeah. Oh my God. It would be the best time ever. Oh, do you want to do that for the holidays?
Oh, I'm so down for that. Yeah.
Instead of Christmas cookies?
Christmas tamales and Christmas pierogies. But yeah. That sounds great.
It's like instead of Christmas cookies, it's like just Christmas traditions. Oh, I'm
Christmas
so down
traditions.
for this.
I love it.
Christmas
cuisine.
That's
gonna be so great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. Back to the story. Sorry for derailing this once again.
No, it's okay. I love this.
So, yeah, upon researching the story, I also came across the urban legend of El Silbon, which has both origins in Colombia and Venezuela. And in Spanish, El Silbon means the whistler. So, and I guess they're also alleged to be lost souls. The lore says that the spirit originated from a shitty little Violet Beauregard-esque kid who demanded his father hunt and cook deer for dinner. And when the dad came back, without the specifically requested meat, which you should be lucky you have food on your table below. Yeah, this kid killed and gutted him and cooked his father's innards for dinner.
Oh shit!
How horrific is that? Like, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, my dad didn't like kill the thing I requested, so I guess I'll just kill and eat my dad. Like, all right.
It's like, oh yeah, my dad didn't get Kobe beef in Colombia. Like, I'm gonna kill him. When his mom found out, she cursed him for eternity, and now the kid's lost soul wanders the earth, whistling and alerting people of their impending doom.
Ew, how fucking gross.
I know.
Love it.
It's horrible.
I'm so very excited. I know, it's gross, it's horrible, and I can't wait to hear more about it.
Tell me more. You're like, ugh, disgusting. Tell me more.
Yeah, which like pretty much sums up my my love for like the macabre pretty much. I also found another part of the, I guess, myth or folklore that has like similar outcomes with like the kid, you know, similar punishments essentially. But it kind of had like a nobler beginning almost in a way.
Oh.
So the legend goes that a young man kills his father as revenge because the father had killed the young man's wife and called her a whore. Yeah, I know, much different.
That is a complete 180.
Fun. Yeah, it's very interesting. But moral of the story: after the murder occurred, the young man's grandfather had the young man tied to a pole in the middle of a field where he was whipped. His wounds were cleaned with drinking alcohol, and then 2 hungry rabid dogs were released upon the young man. Yeah, to finish him off. Very exciting. But before releasing the dogs, it gets worse. The grandfather cursed the young man to carry his father's bones for the rest of eternity with him. And you thought that your family was super duper dysfunctional, which, so it makes me feel better about life. But yeah, so that's the story that I found, which is kind of fun.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like I would also, maybe I wouldn't kill, nope. FBI, I will not kill anyone. I am not a killer. I would disown my father if he called my wife a whore. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, 110%. Like, get out of here.
Maybe this is a little extreme, but like...
No, yeah, just
rude.
A little bit.
He kind of deserved it.
He was kind of a dick. Yeah. So evidently there's just like a young man out there just carrying around like a dusty old bag full of bones, which is super exciting. But actually, speaking of which, now that I like piqued your interest of what he like might look like, he comes in all like various like shapes and forms,
like a Barbie.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I'm so excited, but so he's kind of creepy, and I'm really excited to like bond over the emotional trauma that we're about to have today. So one version of the story says that he's like a super huge, gigantic dude. He's like 20 feet tall or 6 meters tall. And he walks along the treetops while he emits his terrifying whistle and rattles his dusty old bag of bones, which is pretty fun.
It's like maracas.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he's just like walking across treetops and just strolling along and whistling and shaking his bag. Yeah. He's like a one-man band, essentially.
El Silbon, now live.
Yeah, the one-man band. Now I'm playing in a show near you. Oh, that would be fun. And then there's the other version of him, which is also, I think, a little bit more creepy, which it just states that he presents himself as a shade or just like a shadow man. Who is like a tall person, a tall, slender man with a hat. And he
a hat
appears, essentially like a tall, slender man, like a silhouette all in black. And it looks like he's wearing a hat, essentially.
I hate that.
And he especially appears in this state around drunk people, which I thought was pretty interesting because Bing Bong was alone when the Whistler started. Yeah, because they were drinking beer. Yeah. Yeah. Which is pretty exciting. So I thought that was like a very like interesting possible connection. Ooh, how exciting. But moral of the story. Also with El Silbon, I'm sorry if I totally mispronounced it, but it's going to happen. I'm totally going to like speak Caucasian.
Gucci. You are Gucci.
So sorry. But here we go. Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. The 20 foot version.
Yeah.
walks among the treetops. So does that mean his head reaches the treetops, or is he swinging from treetop to treetop as he's 20 feet tall and also like 900 pounds?
I see what you're saying. I interpreted it as he walks like on top of the treetops while being 20 feet tall. That's how I interpreted it. So
that makes sense.
If this hand is the treetops, he's up here. Oh, oh, that hurts.
He like misses one and goes,
oh
and
no.
That's when the thunder happens. When you hear
That's how
thunder,
people
it's him
die.
actually cracking his nutsack.
Oh shit. We're expanding the lore. Sorry, Elsabon. I appreciate it. Probably appreciates that. Right? Speaking of uncomfortable sounds, with his whistling, the whistling pattern that you had mentioned with the video, which is very interesting. Elsabon's whistle, if anybody is musically inclined, the music notes are C, D, E, F, G, A, B in that order, going up to F and then going to low B. Going low to B, sorry. And is that similar? Do you know if that's similar to like what BB heard? Are you also musically inclined or?
Yeah, well, I am musically declined.
Okay, sick.
Tone deaf, but
okay, cool. Me too.
Yeah,
all right, awesome.
I asked my friend who is a musician, and he did state, like, I asked him to play F, the F tone, and then the B tone, and it was the exact same, or at least at my ears, the exact same as what he heard in the video. But yeah, the lore states that the whistle rises from the F tone and quickly lowers to the B tone. Yeah, as soon as I heard him play that back, like my heart absolutely just dropped to my ass. I did
like,
not
gross,
like it.
That's what, that's what it is.
Yeah,
that's what
exactly.
I think like the worst part about it too is that it sounds like it's saying "Hey you." It's like a hey you. Yeah, like that, and that's what grosses me out the most.
Oh my god! Imagine you're laying in bed and like you're right about to fall asleep. And then from the depths of your closet, you hear someone say, "Hey, you."
No.
What would you do?
I don't know. I honestly, knowing me.
I think I'd be scared to leave the room.
You know what? Actually, I'm so glad you asked. I've spent the last 10 months getting to know myself, right? And I've found out that I like to take my problems and pretend they don't exist. I would hear that and just go, no.
I am
absolutely
shutting
not
this negative energy out.
Goodbye. What is it? What's the thing on Twitter? I'm not accepting this energy right now.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I'm not accepting that. And until I heard it again, oh God, I don't know if I would take action. I don't know what I would do. I would probably run. I would grab a weapon and I would run. But at first, I would pretend it didn't exist.
And then if she whispers again, you're like, I'm just going to go sleep in my car.
Maybe I should do something. Yeah.
You're like that SpongeBob meme. You're like, I'm going to head out.
Yeah. I'm just, no thank you. I'll see you later.
Oh my God.
Straight dead ass. Speaking of also really creepy things too, with his whistling as well, there's a catch to it. So if it sounds really loud, like it's close to you, that actually means he's far away from you. And so if his whistling sounds super distant, that actually means he's really close to you. So it's like the opposite of what you would think, like how sound works essentially.
That reminds me, maybe we can do an episode on this, but La Llorona, she's another like Latin American lore. And it's basically the same thing. Like the further away you hear her, the closer she is, and vice versa.
Gotcha. I didn't know she whistled. I saw the movie. I would love to do a whistle on her. A whistle on her. Oh my God, help me. I'm having a stroke. Oh God, what's happening? No, I would love to do an episode on her because I just know her from the Blumhouse movie, La Llorona.
Yeah.
It's not that great.
One. Unpopular opinion. It was not that great of a movie. It was
I don't think it's unpopular of opinion.
Okay. like Blumhouse usually comes out with like these amazing movies, like like that one movie that just came out, The Phone, I think it's called, or The Call.
Oh yeah,
it's the
you did
new
mention
one in
that.
like theaters. We went to see it. Oh my god, it's so good, and like every other movie they come out with is good, but then that movie just kind of sucked ass, you know, like it wasn't that great.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's like every time it's like a I don't know, a character from another one of their scary movies, like a subset movie. They're never really good. I think it's like more of like the original creativity is where like the scare is really at for me. But no, I have to check out The Phone or The Call or whatever it is. You had mentioned it prior.
It's very creepy.
But the good thing is that you can get that negative energy away from you. There's a couple things that is said to keep away El Silbon, which is chili peppers, whips, and dogs. So if it makes you feel any better, So at least with that ties back to the urban legend that I talked about because of I don't know why chili peppers. I don't know why that is.
The whips, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe the chili peppers just make him go, "What is it spicy?"
It's because he's so hot.
Maybe it's the smell. I
don't know. But yeah, that's like another thing that he's scared of. But also with the whistling, it does. I think you also mentioned it earlier too. The whistling announces the death of those who hear it, or someone that the person who hears it knows.
Is that kind of like the banshee?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So it has like similar mechanics to that. I'm talking about it like it's a game.
Do you? So like that kind of. Sorry to go off topic. That kind of brings up something interesting because like we're seeing so many correlating factors, like different names for the same thing essentially. So like, what if this is just like a calmer banshee? Like, maybe Ireland is just way too cold, and the banshee screams up there because she's cold. But like down here,
he's
like,
living life
to the equator. Like,
he's like, you know what's really nice? Warmth. Turns out it's really nice.
Who would have thunk?
You whistled down here, baby. Oh, that'd be so funny. Oh my god, the banshee's like his cousin. He has to go visit. That would be fun.
I gotta go visit Ban again. She is so annoying.
They have the worst
Zoe's
weather.
Screaming.
Yeah, you know the best part about it is I feel like our UK listeners wouldn't like argue. They'd be like, "Yeah, no, our weather fucking sucks."
Yeah, it's always fucking raining.
Yeah, and gloom and doom.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of travel, El Silbon can actually be anywhere in the world. So that's what the folklore says. Also, speaking of geography, I'm probably going to mispronounce this, but let's see how close I do. I've actually tried to practice. But El Silbon is he's known to reside in the Los Llanos region. Oh, I did it? Okay, cool.
Amazing.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Amazing.
I appreciate it.
Round of applause. I won't clap into the mic, but you see me rounding my applause.
Oh, you know what? Good thought. I would have just started wailing on my own hands. Without a moment's notice.
I just imagine myself clapping and then someone just clicking out of the video, like, too much for my ears.
No. We leave it in. We leave the clapping in when we could have just edited it, but no. We just left it in just to kill our ears. But more of the story. The Los Llanos region, which, if you're unfamiliar with geography like myself, that is the vast tropical grassland plain situated to the east of the Andes in Colombia and Venezuela in the northwestern South America. Northwestern half of South America. There you go. Portion of South America. Okay. That was a lot of geography. So essentially it's just like tropical lands, tropical grasslands, savannas. Am I painting the picture? You know what I mean?
It's a beautiful picture. I love it.
Perfect. Oh, thank you so much. I am an artist.
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Many of the inhabitants of Los Llanos speak of seeing him, particularly during summer, the season in which drought runs rampant across the Venezuelan savanna, and El Silbon sits in the stumps of trees and gathers dust with his hands. How spectacular. I don't know why. Okay, that's an interesting thing, but now he does that. But he is primarily encountered in times of humidity and rain, when the specter roams hungry for death and avid to punish the drunk, the whoremongers, and from time to time the innocent victim. How exciting. Also, this next part is kind of silly, but it's really funny how he like attacks his victims. So his modus operandi, or his MO, it is said that he sucks on the navel of drunk men when he finds them alone to drink the alcohol that they drank.
Wait, what's the navel? Is that the belly button?
Yeah, he like sticks a straw on their belly button
like
and starts
slurping.
body
shots, but from the actual body?
Yeah, like an actual like corpse shot. Yeah. Like he turns us into like human coconuts, essentially.
Just slurping on my coconut.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty fun. But the best part, and I think the most like fair of his like punishments, for the whoremongers, he rips them apart and takes their bones and adds them to his collection inside his dusty bag, which I think is honestly pretty justified.
With his father's bones?
Yeah. He like takes his victims' bones with him, which is pretty fun.
I wonder how heavy his bag is.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually a good question. I mean, I never want to meet him to like.
Yeah,
absolutely
find out. Not. Silbon, if you're listening to this podcast, please fuck off.
Absolutely
I don't
not.
want anything to do with you. Neither does Rachel. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We don't want that energy in our lives.
To our podcast.
Yeah, I'll make moon water or whatever. Yeah. I will make moon water or whatever the people on TikTok say, and I will do it just to protect myself. Thank you.
Also going to order a whip off of Amazon.
Yeah, I'm going to buy a dog and not tell my landlord.
Rachel, why didn't you pay the pet deposit? He's a guard dog, Jim. Yeah, he's trying to ward off Silbon. Come on.
Yeah. Wait, excuse me, but there's no dog written on your lease. Excuse me, but he's my security for the spiritual realm, please and thank you. I appreciate it. I don't even like include like this animal. Yeah, I'm like I got him to like ward off ghosts and stuff. Okay, I've seen it in movies. And then in the Colombian Eastern Llanos, where he is known as, you're gonna have to help me, El Salvador.
El Silbador.
There you go. Say it one more time.
El Silbador.
Thank you so much. I'm not going to be able to like replicate that. So, but at least that's how it's supposed to be pronounced. So thank you, my darling. But for El Salvador, oh my God. Anyway, they believe that it's the wandering soul of a party-loving womanizer who died in solitude, and people claim that he seeks the company of someone who dares to ride horseback late at night, which is pretty exciting.
Do people still ride horses? Well, I mean, there's horse girls, so...
Yeah,
maybe.
very true.
Yeah.
There's like surprisingly a lot of places in the world that still like their main mode of transportation is horses. But more of the story. Also this version. But the horseback riding one, that's kind of like a smaller folklore, like a smaller version of it, like a non-popular version. But like the it's an exception because also in Colombia, others say that he chases pregnant women. So. It's either horseback riding or chasing pregnant women. Either way. But regardless,
I feel like that's such a huge leap.
Yeah. You're like, all right, well, at least someone got rode, regardless. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
So too bad.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
That was funny.
But regardless, pay close attention to his whistling also. Because if you hear a high-pitched tone, it omens the death of a woman. And if you hear a low-pitched tone, it omens the death of a man, which is pretty exciting. The victim is generally known by somebody who heard the whistling to begin with. So, also, do you know what that says in our notes? Since we're reading off of the same one.
El coño de su madre.
Yeah, do you know what that
means?
That means pussy. So it means your mother's pussy. And according to like a really quick Google search, evidently that's what they say. Or the internet told me that this is like a thing to say instead of like I pulled your leg. like we would say, like, if you're joking around, like, oh, quit pulling my leg. In like Venezuela, that's what they say. It's like your mother's pussy. I don't know. That was like a 30-second Google search. That's what Google told me. You can verify that with me. But anyway, sorry for getting you to say that out loud in Spanish.
That's hilarious.
I can trim it.
Oh my God. No, keep that in, please. That was actually great.
Absolutely.
I never knew what that meant.
Yeah. I put that in there and I was like, I wonder if she knows.
Because I know when people say coño, it's like just saying fuck, you know, like oh, fuck. Mm-hmm. So that makes sense.
Oh yeah. No, so maybe my quick Google search actually holds up.
Oh my God.
We should honestly soundbite that.
We should.
I can play that.
Watch every single like Latina Facebook grandma that happens to come across our video, like give it a thumbs.
Right.
That
so
would
like
be so
at
funny.
This point you're recording, I did not appreciate it.
You're like, how dare you?
Yeah.
Well, Yolanda, that's my grandma's name.
Oh, how fun. Yeah, I can, and I will. I'm learning Spanish, okay?
Fuck yeah, you're doing great. Oh my God.
I love it so much. Oh, yeah. Speaking of backlash, you want to talk about like the debunking part about this story?
Yes. So, there's actually a lot of backlash around the story, stating that there are a lot of inconsistencies in their storytelling, and that hearing the same type of whistling is very unlikely. But in this instance, personally, I am inclined to believe them. If this is an actual human being doing this, then what the fuck? And the fact that they followed this person around for 16 years and whistled a creepy tune. Yeah, right? Like, just whistling the same tune. Like, it's not even like a woo woo type of whistle. I can't whistle, but that kind of whistle, like, hey, girl, you're looking fine type of whistle. But it's the same one for like 16 years, or rather 3 times in 16 years. But I don't know, like, it's just, it's horrifying to me because stalkers are real.
Absolutely.
And they're alive and thriving. Did I ever tell you about my stalker in college? Yeah. It's creepy being followed and having shit like that happen to you. But yeah, it's just bone chilling. So like, what's stopping this guy from, you know, just hanging in the shadows and like following him around for years on end and just absolutely terrifying him when his guard's down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Because I'm like, if you're good for waiting 14 years to come up and spook me again,
where's your mind at?
Yeah. How long are you going to wait now? And then when are you going to come to get me? Like, God, what if he had like kids at that point? That's terrifying.
Exactly.
No,
that's so terrifying.
Oh my God. No.
Yeah. And then secondly, like you said, with the Silbon, if they're warning them of their death, that's absolutely horrifying because you're like, okay, am I gonna die on the river? Like, should I leave because the storm's coming? I don't know what's happening. But yeah, like something I was thinking about was how, I don't know, if it is a Silbon, even though you mentioned he can be anywhere in the world, so that kind of gets rid of my next question, where I'm thinking, how do they get from South America to fucking South Dakota? You know?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
but, yeah, I don't know. As of right now, I don't think it's the ghost. I don't think it's El Silbon because the guy isn't dead. He just recently posted on Reddit like about a month ago. Which means,
yay! Good to know.
Right? It means that Vivi is alive.
Good.
So,
I hope none of his family members around him have like also died.
I hope so too.
Yeah, if it like omens the death of a loved one. But
exactly.
Okay, at least BB's still alive and well.
Exactly. Exactly.
Bing bonging around.
Bing bonging around. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Viral internet stories like this one are the absolute best. The mysticism, the fantasy, the creative ideas that are sparked after reading something like this or watching that video. I absolutely love it. I love every single thing that goes bump in the night. I think it's creepy. I think it's gross, and I want to view it. I want to consume it. I would like to know. However, I would still consider myself to be a skeptic at the end of the day. I have a very large background in law and science, and I tend to be a very curious creature, so I ask a lot of questions and pick things apart, like a lot. Like, do I believe Bigfoot is real? No. But you bet your sweet ass I would be the first person to sign up to go Bigfoot hunting. Like, I would. Like, genuinely would love to do that. I would gladly walk around the woods at night, rustling tree branches and just grunt incessantly and just try to find the foot. You know what I mean? Like, I would totally be there. I will show up enthusiastically with a case of beer and a bag of weed. I would have so much fun.
Case of beer and a bag of weed.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, honey. I was like, it might not be the Bigfoot we want, but we're gonna find something today.
And think about it. If you do end up coming across Bigfoot, you can offer him a blunt, you can offer him a beer, and then you're best buddies for life. Boom.
Exactly. And
Problem
or if he's
solved.
attacking. Yeah. And or if he's attacking, just like use one and shake it and like have like the can explode and use it as a distraction. You know what I mean?
Scare the fuck out of him. Yeah.
Yeah. Or you can like smoke a peace pipe with them. Whatever you need to do. Think about it, you know? But anyway, that being said, I would like to analyze the story just to find like possibly like reasonable explanations for everything, like his story and the video. But if not, then I would suggest that we just giggle excessively and or cry because we're scared.
Yeah.
So, yay.
Yeah.
Anyway. So for the childhood evidence, I really want to just briefly talk about them because it's one from a memory and I would rather just focus more on like the video evidence proof that we have.
Yes.
So with like just kind of like a brief recap of both of the incidences, it was at night. They were in like a swampy area. They heard the whistling. Oh, he heard the whistling when he was alone and when he was with his mom, and his mom heard it. And then on both incidences, they were walking their dogs. Very exciting.
Yeah.
The one thing that kind of like caught my attention with those stories is that the dog's reaction was never noted, which I thought like animals sense things before humans do, and especially because it's a whistle
or something.
Yeah, or he would like react in some way, and because he didn't react, or then they didn't write about it, I'm assuming the dog didn't react in like a memorable way. So I just thought that was very interesting. So I'm assuming that maybe there wasn't like an actual sense of danger, especially if your dog didn't freak out.
Yeah, maybe it was just a bird.
Yeah, or like maybe you just have a really stupid dog. Who knows? But like, but then again, Silbon, like his legend is tied to the dog, so maybe he didn't attack because the dog was there. Ooh. I don't know. Who knows? Super, super terrifying. But moving on to the South Dakota incident, just for like a really quick like recap of the story. It was the 4th of July weekend, and BB and Sarah were camping. They found a camping spot near, there's like a little camping ground area, and they found a spot on the outer edge of it that was kind of like a little bit more isolated. And then at the time of the incident, a lot of those people had moved to go see a better view of the fireworks. So they were more isolated, essentially.
Okay.
It was in the middle of the night, or it was getting dark, I should say. The storm was rolling in, and BB was recording it because he is a videographer in real life. And I would like to point a point in that. We'll circle back to that later on.
Okay.
The canoe is heard in the Reddit post. Both Sarah and BB heard the canoe, and then they said that the canoe was about 65 feet offshore. Then the girlfriend leaves to go get more beer, and then the whistling starts. At that point, the whistler starts to like focus in on BB, and BB gets a good look at the individual who is just essentially a tall, dark figure wearing a hat. Then BB shouts at the guy to leave. The guy pisses off. And at the very end, BB catches him on video where he's like canoeing away. Long story short. And then his girlfriend comes back, unaware of the situation that just occurred, and BB explains what had happened. I would also like to highlight that Sarah didn't come back because she heard BB's yelling, but she came back because she retrieved the item of which she wanted. So
yeah,
it wasn't
at one
like
point, I think he also asked her, "Are you doing that?" I think he asked her if she was whistling at one point.
Yeah, in the video.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just to say like, hey, was that you?
Yeah.
So that was gross. But in the Reddit post, he doesn't. She's not there, but we'll get to it.
Yeah.
That's one of the inconsistencies. So with the connections to Silbon, it sounds relatable. It sounds plausible. We talked about like kind of all the points prior, but like BB was drinking alone. He was drinking alcohol. He was by water. He was out late at night alone by himself. The figure was dark, slender man wearing a hat. And also the whistling patterns, which that's also like a huge thing that
is in the lore.
The folklore brings up. Yeah. And a lot of the skeptics online say that it's most likely because this occurred in like the North Midwest states, bird or animal population wise, it sounds similar to a chickadee's singing pattern.
Right.
But if you do listen to a chickadee singing, it's very like mechanical. it sounds the same. Like with a human, there's like always like a variation because we're not like whistlers all the time. So like usually our whistles aren't like super strong. So I don't know. It doesn't sound like a bird when you listen into it on the video.
Okay.
Which I thought was pretty creepy. But some of the red flags that I had mentioned, the timelines on the Reddit post and the video don't match up. So that kind of like was my first like, oh, I smell something here. Like for instance, in the Reddit post, he says that he's alone, where in the video he's clearly talking to somebody who's close enough to him that he just goes, hey, did you hear that? At like a low normal talking volume instead of like yelling at somebody far away. So Sarah was close enough to hear the whistling to begin with.
How did she not hear it?
Yeah, and like how did she not hear it type of thing.
Yeah.
So like that was like my first issue. And then my other big issue that I had is that in the video there's like 3 distinct edits, which he did, the poster did. Yeah, he like mentioned that he did edit it down for one time's sake, and then he like upped the quality at the very end to get like a better look at the individual in the canoe. But the thing that pisses me off is that he completely cut out the confrontation of like him yelling at the guy in the canoe, which I thought, why would you do that? Why would you cut the most eventful moment when you're confronting this stalker who's been following you for 14, 16 years? Like, why would you cut that out? You know? So I thought that was very interesting.
He could have uploaded, for confirmation's sake, he could have uploaded like the full version of the video to YouTube so we could at least reference that and know, you know, like at least so we can see that. Even if it's like a 40-minute long video, I still want to see that confrontation to see if it like if it actually happened. Because first of all, if it didn't happen and he's just yelling at some random canoeer, like what the fuck? And then second of all, what if that guy just kept whistling as he's screaming at him? You know, like I feel like I don't know.
Yeah, I wanted to see more of it. And I guarantee you, like you said, even if it was 40 minutes, people would sit there and watch it for 40 minutes just to find some proof. There's people that would do it. Me, you, we would do that.
Exactly.
I would watch all 40 minutes of that video.
I am the bona fide believer. Like, you tell me something's real, I'm going to believe it's real. We're a great duo here because you debunk and I'm just like, full steam ahead, like, yeah, this is real.
This is why this is an amazing podcast, and I love it so much. Yeah, you're like, should I be scared? I don't know. Let me look at it. I'm scared too. But the one thing that you can now rest your head easy, which I do believe is the final nail in the coffin to this case, is that Bing Bong uploaded the video to a YouTube channel called Kirk Mason. And I think Bing Bong is Kirk Mason, just maybe like a personal account. But Bing Bong did also mention that he is a videographer in real life. So I thought maybe this was his account. So I just assumed so going forward. And at the time, before he released the Whistler video in 2015, he had 11 videos on his YouTube channel. 8 of that 11 was of him singing. And then out of the remaining 3, one of those videos was of a potential ghost sighting. So
different from this one?
Yeah, it was like a completely different ghost video. So
I didn't see that. I need to go back, and I also want to listen to him singing. Is that weird?
yeah, no, I didn't listen to him actually. I don't know why I didn't listen to him singing. But yeah, he was like duetting with some like other guy, but no, I actually I want to go check it out now.
Yeah.
Maybe subscribe to him and be like, "Hey, buddy." I mean, he hasn't posted anything for like years, so I don't think he's
like,
active
hey,
anymore.
Are you alive?
Yeah, I just want to know. I found your Reddit post. But like because he already made like he has like another video of like a fake potential ghost sighting on his channel. I think maybe he was just trying to brand himself as like a cryptid, channel, or like a viral channel, kind of like what we're doing, just looking at like the creepy and the strange.
Yeah.
So
also look at all the traffic it brought to his page. Like that video has 673,000 views. Like that's wild.
insane. Yeah, I wonder if he makes like any like if he makes ad revenue off of that.
Maybe. Oh
yeah. Oh, you know what? That was
Does this have an
before.
ad?
Oh, I don't know. But that I think that video was posted before Adpocalypse, so maybe that was just like
What's
a way to make
Adpocalypse?
money. Oh goodness, it's like when YouTube changed their ad revenue policies and like it screwed over a bunch of like YouTubers. It was like essentially like with content. PewDiePie was involved. It's really big.
I'm gonna look into
but it
that.
was like yeah, it's like essentially like companies were pulling their ads on YouTube because they didn't know what type of content was on YouTube that they were putting their products on to market. And so yeah, it was a really fun time. But yeah, anyway, long story short, I feel like the video's fake. So that's my conclusion. Thank you for coming to my my TED Talk. I almost said TikTok. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well,
I'm on the internet too much.
Thank you for coming to my TikTok.
I'm going to say that from now on. But my last takeaway from the video is that I think sound design is everything, because the whistling it's really extraordinarily convincing. But
it is so eerie.
Yeah.
Just even now, I've heard it like 1,000 times by now, but I still get like goose skin, goosebumps whenever I hear it. It's just goose pimples. Yeah.
Or goosebumps. Yeah.
Goose.
Either way.
Oh my God. But yeah, I don't know. Like I've always felt skeptical with this story.
Sure.
Like it's always seemed to be kind of like a creepypasta type thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, or like something you would find on No Sleep on Reddit, which like all of those stories are so believable. Like, if I didn't know that was like a fiction not podcast, well, it is a podcast too, but if I didn't know it was like a fiction subreddit, where like people that are commenting even like play along with the stories,
Oh, how fun. I didn't know that. Oh, if I didn't know that key thing, I would have, oh no. Yeah. I would have panicked. Really panicked.
But whenever you comment on No Sleep posts, you're supposed to like play along with it. It's like really cool. But
it's probably in the notes that I don't read, or something, in like the welcome. Yeah. In the welcome email that I never read. Whoops, sorry.
Oh my God. But yeah, like this story is something that like we would find on like one of those two forums, I guess. But it was the video that kind of planted that little seed of doubt in my mind, because just hearing it, like when you first read the story, like if you haven't heard the whistling at all, you're like, all right, like someone's whistling at you, sure. But then you hear it and you're like, I hate that. I hate that
someone's
so
whistling
much.
at you.
Someone is whistling at you, and that's absolutely horrible. What the fuck? But yeah, like I've seen this video and I've heard about this like on other like podcasts and like videos and like breakdowns of it on YouTube and stuff, and I have never seen the canoer in the footage until we started researching for this episode.
Fair,
Maybe I just never watched it all the way through, but I was just sitting here staring at the video and I was like, that's a person.
Yeah.
That's a person. Like,
for sure. You know, honestly, if the Reddit post didn't note that was a person, I would have not. I didn't know what the hell I was looking at. To be quite honest, when he moved the camera, I was like, "What am I looking at? Okay, what is this?"
I had to play it back at like half speed just to like actually see it. I was like, "Oh, that's creepy. I hate it. I hate it,
man."
And like
it's just like that extra little like creepy cherry on top. The little is icky
salt on top, salt guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was that topped with the fear like in his voice when he asked Sarah if she heard what he was hearing.
Oh, yeah.
It was, I don't know, the way he asked her was just kind of panicky, and it like really freaked me out.
Yeah. Oh, it set the mood.
But I feel like if they really just wanted the story to take off and become like lore, they probably would have posted it on No Sleep or as a creepypasta. But
I see.
What kind of sold it for me is real. Even now, like that you've mentioned all of these inconsistencies, like I'm starting to like reel back into the maybe this is fake.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Something, I don't know. It was just him posting it on such a random like post, I guess, on Ask Reddit. Like, if you're going to be posting something to like blow up or something to become an urban legend, you would post it on one of those other forums. But like, this is just an Ask Reddit, Like, it could have gotten buried in all of the thousands of other comments that are on that post. But,
for sure. If you're going to try like a viral story, internet story, maybe you should make it like such like a niche.
Exactly.
To post it. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying now. Holy moly, yeah, you're so right. But you're waiting for like that one someone to ask that one specific question for you to read, and then God only knows if people are actually going to read it or not.
Exactly.
Wow, yeah, you're so right.
Yeah, because especially Ask Reddit has like millions of users on it, and like there's thousands of questions being posted a day. So like the chance of that blowing up and becoming such a huge thing, I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know. It's just also something else that just kind of made me freak out about it was this guy doesn't do anything but whistle. Like he stands he's like standing at a distance, never comes close. Like you don't see his face. You only see a silhouette if you get the chance to see that, and he whistles.
Yeah, it's like the lack of action from him, like the anticipation of his action, but he still does nothing. Yeah, no, that's what gives me the worst. But anyway,
it's a hell of a ride is what it is.
Yeah, and that's honestly the same way I feel about the video. It's like it's a story on the internet, so like, of course I'm going to be skeptical beforehand. But just like based on the evidence that I gave, I'm just going to classify it as a fake. But I think it's a really good like attempt at like creating like a good viral internet story.
Yeah.
But it's like, but think about it. It's like a really creative way to like drive views to your page, even as like you said, it was like so hit or miss, and you still attempted it, and it actually, it was successful. We're still talking about it now, so I think you did a great job.
7 years later.
Yeah, and then I think that's how Slender Man was created. I think it was kind of like a contest to create
like
a
photography
new
contest.
Yeah, and
or Photoshop contest, something like that.
Yeah, something around those lines. I love to do an episode on Slender Man because that's pretty fun.
Oh, it's gonna be great. Tell us in the comments below if you want an episode on Slender Man. Thank you.
Fuck yeah, because you can get one, baby. I'm so excited. Or tell us about like other cryptids we should like look into, or like creepypastas to look into.
Anything macabre, anything horrible, anything just absolutely scary. Tell us. We'll research it and we'll give you an episode, baby.
Absolutely. We'll credit you too.
Yeah.
110%. What's your creep factor for all this?
So the freaking I don't know, like the believer in me, I'm 5 out of 5. 100% creepy. I hate it. I hate the whistling. I hate he doesn't do anything else but whistle. And it's just so spaced out. And it's when your guard is down, you hear that whistling. Like, the moment, if I've heard that before, the moment I hear that whistling again, I don't care what I'm holding. A beer, a blunt, my cat, my boyfriend, I don't care. I'll drop it and I'll run. You fend for yourself. I am leaving you in the dust. I do not want to hear it. I'm sorry. I would be the worst. Man. Exactly. I would be the worst person. The worst person to be in a horror movie with, because I will trip you so they can get you and not me.
Deb,
I'm sorry.
God damn you. Well, you know what? No, thank you for your honesty. I'll just never take you anywhere adventurous. Jesus Lord. Oh my God. I go in thinking we're teammates and you're trying to get rid of me. Holy moly. Hey, but your honesty is greatly appreciated.
I mean, if we're hiking, it's fine. If we're in a haunted house, everyone fends for themselves. I don't want to deal with it. I feel like it would be different if it was like a cat call type of whistle, you know?
Yeah.
But this is just so... It's like slow and drawn out, and it just... I don't like it. Also, the fact that we never find out who or what is whistling. Like, if it's a human, that's scary. If it's El Silbon, that's even more scary. Actually, they might just be equally as scary. Like, I don't know if it's Slenderman or a Hat Man. Fuck no. Like, what are you doing out on the water? Go back to hell where you belong. Goodbye. Thank you.
Yeah. Take your little boat. Row back down to Hades. Get out of here.
Take your little boat and you ride back down the river Styx back to where you belong. Fuck off.
Right? Oh, God bless. Amen.
I don't know. What's your creep factor for this?
Yeah. So I would say it's through the roof. Like when I said, when I first watched it, like I couldn't watch it with all my doors open. Like I had to physically make my space around me smaller to feel safe.
Yeah.
in order to watch the video, which is pretty fun. But I think the story is set up really well, and the story pulled the audience in. Took like a few days to even upload the video, and he kept like that audience's attention, and people went over and viewed it afterwards.
Yeah.
And he still is like catching our attention with this story too. So I think it honestly holds up, and it's really creepy. If you're looking for something to like creep your friends out, would recommend it.
Yeah.
Also comparing it to El Silbon gives me chills. But I think the most important thing that we learned here today is that we're officially paranormal investigators. I don't give a shit. I will be the armchair paranormal investigator. But like, yeah, I'll deal with it. I didn't leave my house, but like, I'm declaring that title.
Ghostbusters, but armchair style.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm not leaving.
Oh my God.
It's like Scooby-Doo, but just with two type of thing.
Scooby-Doo, but just with two. I love that.
Yeah.
Freaking Ghost Adventures, but without Zach Baggins.
Yeah. Oh, fuck that dude. But after all that, if you enjoyed today's episode and you would like to keep this paranormal party going, tell them where they can find more of us, Bev, if you would be so kind.
Thank you so much for listening to our creepy stories and wild speculations. This is the Dark by Design podcast. You can like, comment, and subscribe, and follow for more monstrous episodes released every Sunday at midnight. You can find more information about today's topics on the show's website, darkbydesignpodcast.com, or find us on YouTube if you're watching here, Instagram, and Twitter at Dark by Design Podcast. You can also listen to us on your favorite listen to us on your favorite podcast streaming site, or watch the show on our YouTube channel. We want to hear more about you too. So remember that this is a two-way relationship. Just like any good relationship, we would love to hear what you have to say too. If you have any creepy encounters, ghost stories, or personal true crime stories that you'd like to share with your fellow Coven members, DM us on our socials or email us at darkbydesignpodcast@gmail.com.
Hell yeah. We want to hear from you, baby. Oh, I can't wait. We want
to read out your stories.
I'm so very excited. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we shall hopefully talk to you soon.
Ha 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 ha! shocking monster. Never have you known such cringing terror, such sudden shock.